Hey, good morning. It's Mark here with another morning rant. I'm not going to be long. I just want to, of course, it's been a minute. I'm still trying to rearrange this place. So just bear with me, people. But anyway, let's get into some news. As we know, gas prices are astronomically high. That's because we're banning Russia imports and also due to inflation. Inflation is when there's too much money in the economy, for the most part. And right now, to explain inflation, is like when you have just a Reader's Digest version of it. When you have people coming back, and I hate using COVID as an example or a reason, but when you have thousands, if not millions, of people returning back to the workforce, and they're earning money, whether it's minimum wage or whether it's six figures, you have those people coming back into the workforce, and then they're using gas, they're using fuel, and they're using these things to purchase. They're using their money to purchase. And so the supply gets low. So the demand gets higher. When the demand gets high, it costs more. And you have a backlog at some of the ports. One reason due to COVID. And then now on top of that, we have a we have a conflict in Ukraine. So we got that going on. And so why are gas prices high? That's one of the reasons why it's high. And then of course we're restricting 20% of our own supply because we get 20% of our oil from Russia. That in itself would tell you that we need to go to alternative fuels. But here's another thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Keystone XL pipeline. Here's the Keystone XL pipeline. As you will, if you know that already the pipeline is already built. There is already a Keystone pipeline, but they're talking about the Keystone XL pipeline. And what's that? That's the green part that's on this screen here. If you look at it, they want to give a shorter version because, of course, shortest distance between two lines is a straight point. They want to get this oil sludge from up here in Canada down here to Steel City, Nebraska, Steel City, Kansas. What that is they're just trying to get a shorter route. That's what the Keystone XL pipeline is. And Republicans and conservatives won't tell you that. They won't tell you that the Keystone pipeline is already built. We just need to get the Keystone XL pipeline built. It's just a shortcut. And what is the sands? The sands are oil sands. It's sludge. What they want to do is take the oil sands and wring them out to get the oil out of the sands. That's all they're trying to do. That's it. When you are taking oil sand and you're squeezing out sand, you're squeezing out oil from the sand, that tells you that there's no more oil there. The only thing left is squeezing out a rag to get the rest of it. So that's it. Look at it. The Keystone XL pipeline, you look at phase 1 completed in 2010, phase 2 11, phase 3A in 2012, and phase 3B in 2016. The proposed phase 4 is the XL pipeline. And the I'm not going to get into crude oil because we're talking about oil sands, and that's basically what it is. The oil sands are getting squeezed out, and they're using that residue as oil because there's really no more oil up there to be had. Just the oil sands. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's basically it. So when you hear conservatives, when you hear people saying that we could save money on gas prices because of the Keystone XL pipeline, let them idiots know that the XL pipeline is just a shortcut, that already the Keystone pipeline is already built. It was completed in 2016. That's it. The Keystone pipeline was completed in 2016. Why do you need to build a shortcut? It's going to get the oil sands faster? We're still going to be in the same predicament that we've been in since 2000 whatever, because the oil sands are what they are. It's sludge. It's residue. It's not going to decrease the price of gas. It's not. Because if that's the case, it would have decreased the price of gas back in 2016 and 2012 and 2011. when gas costs damn near the amount it will cost a gallon of milk. So that's what's going on with this. If you're thinking about the Keystone XL pipeline, this is what they're talking about, and this is what they mean. It's not going to change the price of oil in the country. It's not going to change the price of gas in this country. And now you want to talk about electric cars. Now you want to talk about alternative fuels. Where were you 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Where were you in the 1990s when they were telling us as children we were going to have flying cars in 2000? Where were you? Here I am growing up thinking we're gonna be like the Jetsons in 2000. And we're still like the Flintstones. So, I've been saying it, and I would end it with this. A lot of economists and a lot of people who deal with this sort of stuff is saying that if you don't switch to alternative fuels now, if you don't invest now, if you don't put in the 1 billion, 2 billion, 1 trillion, if you don't put the investments in now, it's going to cost you 5, if not 10 times more when the time comes to change. We have got to be investing in alternative fuels and alternative energies now. We should have been investing in it 20 years ago. We should have been investing in it 25, 30 years ago. But if we don't put the money in now, it's going to cost us more in the future. If we don't switch to the most abundant fuel that we have is solar power. If we don't invest in solar power now, it's going to affect us in the future. We're going to be paying more in the future. If we don't invest in electronic vehicles now, it's going to cost us more in the future. And now you're seeing it. You have $5, $6, $7, $8 gallon gas. And now everybody's talking about, well, we need alternative fuels. Excuse me. Where was that initiative 10 years ago, 20 years ago? The military, and I was surprised by this, the military has natural gas powered buses. We have natural gas powered cars, meaning you can go to a gas pump on base at one of the government fuel pumps, and they have a special key and a special credit card for the government vehicles, and you can get natural gas put into a government vehicle. Why don't we have natural gas cars on the roads? Hell, nuclear power. I read a couple of years ago that there was a ship that was built in the 1950s, and it was running on nuclear power. That ship, I think 2010, 2012, somewhere like that, that ship had finally come back in to refuel from the 1950s. It was running on fuel from the 1950s, and it just had to come back in the port in 2012 or somewhere around up in there to refuel. That fuel lasted 50, 60 years. Now, I get it. We got to deal with nuclear waste, and we have to look into that. But why are we not investing in alternative fuels so that we can get off Russian oil? We can get off OPEC. We can get off, OPEC meaning the Middle Eastern oil. We can get off of that stuff if we use alternative fuels. But Republicans and conservatives laugh when Democrats and liberals talk about alternative fuels. But now you get mad when your gas prices are $9 a gallon. You should have been thinking about alternative fuel. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, people, because I got to load this thing up. I got up a little late, so I'm going to load this thing. But, hey, I'm going to try to come back and give you some more heat. But again, I'm trying to fix this room up. Let me show you something. See if I can swerve it around here. So I still got a lot of junk going on here. As you can see, my Funko Pop display is not all the way set up, so I'm working on that. I would turn it this way, but the camera is not going to go that way. But anyway, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm at 10 minutes. Hey, you guys have a great Monday. The kids are home and they're going to drive my wife crazy this week because it's spring break. But hey, I'll holler at you guys later. I'm out. Y'all take care.